Hello, this is the Ploy Maker, and where is it? There we go. I need to turn that down. Okay. I'm going to be showing you basically the way I plan to create a walls map. Now, of course, as you can see, this is just where I've kind of tried to hollow it out, but I actually started using the explosive arrows mod, and didn't actually work out too well for me, because you can see I'm kind of getting under this sides and stuff and getting into the arena. But that's not a problem anyways, because this is not going to be the walls map. This is kind of a little display I have set up here. Now, imagine if all of these went right down to bedrock, and blah. Like this entire kind of thing here went all the way down to bedrock, because that's what I'm really going to do. Now I actually am going to make this, but what I am going to do is I'm going to use an actual Minecraft map, or a PC Minecraft map, and I'm going to use MCEdit to actually make this off here, because this is going to take too long and I'll get too frustrated and I'll get angry and blah. But yes, anyways, I've actually created all the Redstone alternative devices that I'm going to use to make this map. Now, this map isn't going to be the usual, because some of the maps that people have already created on this were basically where you had to have a spectator there waiting, keeping up with the time, and he was supposed to do something to let down the walls when the time was up. But I don't really like that. I want to have it completely automated, where everyone can be playing and it doesn't need a spectator. It doesn't need it. And I actually have created what I think are the first minute timers. Well, they might not be the first minute timers, but they last actually 1 minute. They might not actually be the first timers that are 1 minute, but they are definitely probably the most compact. Because, now it looks like these are huge, but that's really only vertically. It's huge vertically, but it's very small horizontally, I guess. Yes, horizontally like this. Because if you see each one of these timer things, because each one of these is a different 1 minute timer, so each actual timer only takes up a 9x9 square. And I'm pretty sure there's actually a way that you can do stuff. But let's explain how it works first, because, yeah. So we'll explain how it works first before we do all this. Now, as you can see, there's lava in each of these pools here. Now, what I've been experimenting on how fast lava flows, and it turns out that on my iPad, I think it might be different for more laggy devices, but I'm not really sure. It takes almost exactly 1 minute for lava to flow 40 blocks. So this lava is going to flow 40 blocks down here. And what this hole here is actually for is because this sand is going to fall, and when it lands, because sand is definitely going to fall faster than lava flows. So the sand is going to land here, so the sand is going to land in that hole to plug it up, because I needed the sand there to keep the lava from flowing. Actually, I didn't. I could have just put signs there like this to keep the lava up. Well, I didn't. There's sand there. Deal with it. It'll still work the same. It doesn't really matter, but I guess a little extra work. But anyway, the sand will fall into that hole, and what the lava will do is after a minute, because it takes lava a minute to flow 40 blocks. Now, this is actually 39 blocks high. The reason is because it's going to take another lava flow tick to take out this torch, which is what's going to start everything. Now, if you've watched my last videos, you already know, or really almost anyone else's videos on redstone contraptions, you probably already know about the cactus activation. Or this is my favorite activation cactus. You place sand right here, it falls, it destroys this cactus, which has signs in it. You probably should already know that. If you haven't seen mine, you might have seen somebody else's where they did this. But anyway, the signs will go up here and they'll flow all the way up here. Big sign circuit going all the way up here, and it's holding up this sand block. And when the sign circuit is destroyed, the sand block will fall all the way down here into this hole here. Just so I've only put the hole here because if I didn't, the sand would actually be right there and the lava would flow over. I don't want that. So the hole's there so the sand goes down there, so when the lava finally goes down there, it'll take out this torch and the sand will fall, and has a sign circuit coming off the sand that comes over here, and it lets down this kind of area. So this little one I have set up will fall after the first minute, and the 2 will fall because also on the other side of the sand that's going to fall, it will also come up here. Let this sand fall, and it'll fall and it'll plug up another hole. So this is basically the same thing as the first one, except the thing activating it this time is the end of the first one. At the end of the first one, the sand will fall and it'll activate the second one, basically, because it'll drop that sand. And of course, at the end of that, it also has a third one, which will fall down there and do blah, and do that. So basically, all you'd need for a 15-minute timer is 15 of these. And you might think that's pretty long, but actually, it doesn't really have to be kind of in a straight line like this. What you could do to make it extremely compact, pretty sure there'd be a way to do this. Where's my glass? I'll just pretend the red wool is lava because I don't really want to place lava anywhere. But pretend the second one isn't here right now because I'm only going to be acting on it. Wait, I'll just do it here. Never mind. You can pretend it's there again. But you can kind of make a grid. But what you could do is let me see if I can do this here. You could probably be able to make a grid like this to where, pretend that's lava. I don't really want to place lava down and mess up everything. But pretend that's lava, and you could probably have it in a grid kind of like this, to have like 4 of them right there. But really, if you have let's go back here. So all my devices, which are really only going to be 2. I'll activate this actually. Let's get some sand. And I'm just going to activate this to kind of show you. And you can actually connect all devices so they do that. So I'll kind of activate it to show you how it's going to do this. Now after a minute, that lava is going to be finished flowing all the way down. And while we're over there, I'll just kind of talk. While it's doing that, I'll just kind of talk over here. Now what's going to happen, imagine if this was all the way down to bedrock. You could easily fit one of those in there by height, and you could easily fit 15 more in here. And you can have them curving around and doing everything. And there's another device I really wanted to show you because it's pretty epic. But what it is, it's like there's thunder. It's thundering outside. You can't really hear it though. So you can see the minute is almost up. Let's just wait for the first minute to be up because I just wanna see it. Knock it over. As you can see, happens is hits that, and the first minute thing is down, and it's activated the second timer. So 1 minute is up, 2, 3. Pretty cool. Now the second device I wanted to show you is over here. I kind of have them scattered everywhere. Now this is I'll just call it my 4-player input system. This actually has nothing to do with the walls, but it's something else I invented. It'll be a bonus invention for you, I guess. But basically what it is a 4-player input system, and what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to activate that. Wait a sec, let me just see how my clock is doing, because I haven't actually tested the clock out, but I'm pretty sure, well, I've tested like how far the lava flows, but I haven't actually tested the setup I have here. As you can see, it's falling. There we go, and the second minute is up. There you go. I really like that. Anyways, let's head back over here. Now I'll kind of explain to you what this is. Now what this is, I believe I've already said it, a 4-player input system. Now that, I just made up the long name. It doesn't really have to have a long name. Now, this is kind of a little small version of the walls map I have that I just kind of put up there just to kind of, yeah, do stuff. But anyways, basically this is the actual device. Now of course this is going to be underground in the actual map. You're not going to be able to see it. And this is going to be the starting position for, imagine this is the starting position for each of the 4 players. So like each of the 4 players are in their starting position. I'll have like a little glass level above it so each of the 4 players can spawn and then get to their starting position. As you can see, glass here, and there'll be a glass level pretty much above it, and they'll set their spawn point up there or whatever, I don't really know. But anyways, this is basically, yeah, so each of the 4 players are going to be in their starting position, and they're going to drop their sand down. As you can see, actually I'll kind of demonstrate how this works. So, see these sand walls, they're not falling yet, but that's because not every player has put in their input yet. Now this might start leaking, it might not, I don't think it will. But if it does, it doesn't really matter as long as it's far away from anything that would have like torches or something and is activated by torches. See? Because what this will actually do, it can start leaking, but that doesn't really matter because it won't affect this torch down here, and it won't affect really any of the torches beside it, hopefully. But, let's see, did I actually put one in here yet? Yes, I did. Okay, where's the last one? Is this the last one? So, after I put in the last one here, is it the last one? I don't think it is. No, it's not. I've already did this one. Kind of explain to you how this works. Is this the last one? No, I've used this one. Where is the last one? I know, here it is, the last one. Now when the last player puts in his thing, that will fall, and it will let the water down, and all the players' walls have fallen. And this one's leaking, but that doesn't matter. It does not. I can promise you. Because this will be underground, and it will probably be as low as I can get it, just so it doesn't affect any of the timers. The timers. And basically, that works. Now I'll explain to you how that works right after I get to this. This is a little bonus thing. Like, you know how it's a parkour checkpoint I've created. Because you know how the old parkour checkpoints in the PC edition, like this one where it's just water that falls down here, that kind of doesn't... Oh, I'm flying. That kind of doesn't work here, because you can see I'm pressing down the jump button. Oh, don't want to fly here. Pressing down the jump button, but I'm barely going anywhere. So, let's get out of there. So that's not really an effective thing. So I invented... Oh, and here's a little thing I just showed. Because basically all this is, the water flows down here. And if you find the right corner, because see this corner it won't do anything. But if you find the right corner, you'll actually start floating up like you're swimming in water. You can barely tell that's happening here though, but I just thought that's a cool little thing to show off. And you can actually make a really good what's it called? A really good elevator using this, but not by using one block there and then just that. What you use is actually the edges of the water. Pyrofilms Effects, I believe, is the guy who made a video on this. Yes, it is. It is Pyrofilms Effects. Who made, didn't mean to place that sand there, who made a video about this kind of thing, and he actually made one, that's pretty easy to make actually, where, like, just the edges of the water will be here and one will be here, and you'll kind of like start flying up, and it's a really good multi-level elevator. I might show that off another time, but basically, let's say, oh, I've done all this parkour, I want to go up. If I fall off, I don't want to do all that over again. Break to activate checkpoint. Let's see what this does. Lets the water flow. Now, basically, this is a really good parkour checkpoint. All these signs here at the door is to make sure that the water does not come out, flow out, because that'd be annoying. But let's see you go in here. Crawl up. Now it does kind of throw you around a little bit, but as long as you're going straight up, it doesn't make too much of a difference. And you get back up here, and there's a checkpoint. Now, basically, all this does is I'll kind of plug this back up, just so I can show it off. All this does is, you see how there's signs here? Like, you can go through the signs, but water cannot. This will also work with ladders or whatever, but I just use signs because signs are, you know, what Redstone is kind of doing. Oh, that didn't make any sense at all. Signs are cool. That's why. Signs are cool. There we go. But basically what happens is water will flow here. It will start here. It'll flow here. Over this sign, because water can actually flow on the block with the sign, and then it'll flow down here. Oh god. Oh, I'm about to sneeze. Oh, that was close. Didn't actually do it. Ha! Didn't actually do it. So, it'll flow across here, across the sign, it'll flow down, across the sign again, flow down here, across the sign, flows down here, across the sign, flows down. I think the easiest way to, kind of show you how it works is to just kind of show you it flowing again, because as you can see the water's kind of flowing, and it'll end up right there or on the floor depending on how many blocks high you have it, but basically it'll work. And the reason I've made all my stuff out of glass is kind of just so you can see what's inside it. Even though with the texture pack I have, the glass really doesn't let you see through anything. So, on to how this works. Because this is really one of the... I don't know which is better, the lava timer or the 4-player input system. But, either one of those is going to be my proudest achievement. Let's quit the title. Going to want to delete this one. Alright. Because I actually have 2 copies here, and that's what I do. I copy the world so I can kind of show you how everything works. As you can see, the lava timer is back. Let's activate it again for funsies. I just said that, didn't I? Funsies. There we go. As you can see, you can also connect the last one to any device of your choosing. Because that's what's good about these devices. You make a device, and you can link it with any other device you want to. And it's fairly easy to figure out how to do that. Now let's figure out how this works. As you can see, there is water at the top, and 4 layers of sand keeping it from going down here and destroying this torch. which will cause this to fall, and blah. But basically, let's start with the first part here. Now what happens first is the sand comes down here and it destroys this cactus timer, as you can see. Now let's take it one at a time and see where each one of these cactus timers go. So it has a sign circuit that goes this way and will go up here. As you can see, the sign circuit turns here, it goes up here, and what it does is it holds up the first little sand block here. So once these signs are destroyed, the sand will fall onto this torch, and if you don't already know, when sand falls onto a torch, the sand will actually be destroyed, the torch will remain there, doesn't really matter. However, when this sand falls into the torch, blah happens. It's destroyed, and that sand is no more. So then, let's say the second one. Where's the second one? There's just each one of these four corners basically has a cactus under it, and that cactus is connected. Has a sign circuit that goes to one of the corners here, and it holds up. As you can see, the sign circuit gets kind of fidgety here, but it goes up here, up these, across here. Sign circuit got a little fidgety there, my bad, but it will still work nonetheless. You can see. Now the reason it could leak, and it also could not leak, there's a possibility that it wouldn't leak, is because of the holes here. But of course, if the water is already flowing downward, if the water is flowing down, yet there's sand missing from one of these, because it doesn't matter what order the players put the sand in their confirmation spot, I guess I'll call it. But it doesn't really matter what order the players do that in, because once all four blocks, because if no matter what combination happens, the water will still not be able to get to this torch until all of the signs are fallen. Now basically how this works is if the first sand, if that were to fall first, probably confusing a lot of people, but if you need any help, feel free to answer or to ask questions in the comments, or really if you have the multiplayer for Pocket Edition app and you need help because you're making something using one of these devices, you can add me on Game Center. ThePloyMaker is of course the username. You can add me on Game Center and you can ask me to come help you on your world through Twitter. Yeah, through Twitter. To come help you out through one of the worlds you're making, and I can help you with anything you're trying to make, because I'm a good guy like that. I'm a good guy. Yeah. Anyways, so let's imagine this first one falls first. So it'll fall and be destroyed by the torch. Then the next one falls, it falls and gets destroyed by the torch. Or this one falls and gets destroyed by the torch. And finally this one falls and gets destroyed by the torch, and this lets down the water, and it'll let it out. It will destroy this torch because the water's flowing down. It'll destroy that torch, and it will flow over here and destroy this torch, causing this block to fall and this sign circuit to be destroyed. And that'll fall, the sign circuit will be destroyed, blah blah blah. And that sign circuit, and it really doesn't matter what order this happens in, because even if this is the first one, the one holding up the water is the first one to go, the sand will just fall and land on the next sand down. And if this sand falls next, it'll land on the next sand down, and if that sand falls last, it'll just land in the torch, destroy all the sand, and the water would be able to destroy all these torches and destroy this and let this sand fall, which destroys the sign circuit. Same thing. So it doesn't really matter what order it is, except in some orders it'll leak, and in other orders it won't, but that's pretty much the only problem. And really, if you have this underground, it doesn't really matter if it leaks or not, so, who cares. And anyways, that's pretty much how it works, and basically what happens next after the sign circuit is destroyed, because I've been saying the sign circuit is destroyed, but I haven't said what happens after that. Basically, it'll let the sand fall here. And really the best way to understand all this is to start using it. Start trying it out. Get your hands dirty. And I don't mean that in any weird reference, any dirty reference at all. So, no, don't think about that. But, no. Anyway, the sand will fall, and it'll destroy this cactus. And basically it splits up here into like 3 different groups right now. This sign circuit goes all the way over here, and if you recognize it, oh dang it, this sign circuit goes all the way over here, and if you recognize it, it's because this is a sand that's holding up, or that's blocking the player from getting out. Now if I can just, I thought I could do it. Now if I could just, trying to get into that hole. Dang it. Poop. I'll just get in through here. Dang it. I'll just kind of block it back up. I'm ruining everything. Anyways, can I get in? Oh yes, there we go. So this whole sign circuit is holding up this wall, and it'll fall, and as you can see, this sign circuit actually splits into 3 different sign circuits. This sign circuit goes that way. This sign circuit is holding up this corner's wall of sand. So you can see that's sand. And this sign circuit, which is a straight one, which will go straight through here. And what it'll do, ignore those. Those are actually to the other thing, to the other device, not this one. And it splits up into 2 parts. And it's also holding up 2 the sand walls here. And that's actually how the starting area is going to do it. That's how I'm going to do the starting area. This is not how I'm going to do the sand falls. I'm going to do the timer. When the actual walls fall, this is going to be, So they start out here, the starting area opens up, the walls are going to be around here. And by the way, what's also going to happen when this falls is underground on the walls map. It's going to activate the first minute timer. And what's going to happen there is after 15 minutes, when all the minute timers, all 15 of the minute timers have run out, so you can see all of the, since it was only a 3-minute timer, it ran out rather quickly. But as you can see, all the numbers have fallen. So that way, and the reason I did this is so the players could actually look up and see how much time they had left, how many minutes they had left, because I think that'd be amazing. People can look up and see how much time they have left and everything, blah. But yeah, that's basically how the walls are going to be set up. Got off topic a lot here. And hopefully I'll have this done. If you want to use any of the devices, I do not mind. I would like some credit, however, because I worked my butt off inventing these. And I'm actually working on a different adventure map, which I'm actually doing all in the Pocket Edition app, which is going to be a big pain, but I don't really mind. But it's going to be a really cool, completely Redstone alternative driven map. It's going to be a co-op map to where one player enters one tower, another player enters a different tower, and they're all doing stuff to help the other player get up, which helps the other player get up. And it's a co-op map. It is not a competition map, so it's not a race to see who gets up there first or anything. It's not a race. It's a co-op. You work together as a team. It is lamely called the Tower of Friendships. I say lamely because it's a pretty lame name. But anyway, that's because it's going to be a little humorous. I like humor. Who doesn't like humor? Humor is humor. Humor is good. But anyway, as you can see, now what I want to do if I'm going to use MC Edit, of course this is going to be a whole lot bigger, and each area is going to be a copy of the other. Plus, since it's an PC map, it'll have caves and junk and maybe a dungeon or something. And it'll have hidden chests everywhere, just like the real ones. And I realize the adventure map I'm making sounds similar to a different one, however it will be completely different. It's similar, but different. I'll explain it that way. But yeah. So, use these devices. If you make an adventure map using any of the devices or the devices I've made before, or the checkpoints don't really work too well going down, but you don't really want to go down a checkpoint. It's for going up. But yeah. If you use it, this is about the time where I lose my train of thought and I stop talking altogether. But basically, if you want to use any of these in an adventure map you're making, please either put your adventure map and tweet it to me at ThePloyMaker, of course, or just I don't know, just find a way to contact me. Leave it in the comments. I don't get too many comments as of right now. If that changes, leave it as a video response. Then I'll notice it. But I don't intend on getting famous ever, so you probably won't have any problem. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and if you want more of this stuff, subscribe, because right now I only have like 17 subscribers. Now, I do want to make more of these. However, if only 17 people are going to watch it, I don't really see the reason to do that. So if you really want more of these, why not subscribe? Because, encourage me, make me happier. Make me happy. I can promise you that if you subscribe to me, I will, it'll make me happy, and you can have the happiness of making someone else happy, whatever the heck that's called. Little bit of karma here and there, blah. Anyways, and I'm also working on a way in Minecraft to make you be a better person. And I will give my invention to make people better people to everyone who subscribes to me. Not really, I can't invent that. I will invent it. I have said it and I will invent it. I have to now. But anyways, if you want more, subscribe. If you like this video, of course, leave a like. If you dislike the video, you can go use your favorite assortment of swears in the comments below. And yeah, if you have any questions, comments, comment. Just comment on the video or tweet me at ThePloyMaker, because I can't always help people out through comments. So just tweet me or blah. And of course, if you need help, as I've already said, if you need help, as I've already said, if you have the multiplayer for Pocket Edition app, and if you don't know what that is, you were really lost. I've got to say, because that's actually one of the best apps in the App Store. It'll let you play online multiplayer in Minecraft Pocket Edition. And if you have one of those, you can add me on Game Center, and I'll go to one of your worlds and I'll kind of help you out if you need it. But if you don't need it, and you can do all this yourself, well, good job. Achievement get, Redstone alternative, whatevs. And this is just the spawn point of this area. But yeah. So yeah, achievement get, blah blah blah, subscribe, all that. I think I've been rambling on enough. Alright, bye. Have fun. or whatever, enjoy making all this.